Good day, Spanish students. We're going to review the uses of ser and estar in this presentation. To be or not to be. Please have handy paper and pencil. I will tell you when I would like for you to take some notes. First, ser y estar en español both mean to be, but they're used in very different situations. Even though both of them have regular conjugations, the forms shouldn't be too difficult for you now, so we'll briefly review those first. Ser, soy, eres, es, somos, soy, son. Estar, estoy, estás, está, estamos, estáis, están. We will begin with the uses of the verb ser. This is a review of everything you learned in Spanish 1. First, it's used to tell where something or person is from. Second, to label or identify what a person or a thing is. Then to describe its usual everyday characteristics. Then there are some special uses, like to tell the time or to give the date, to describe when an event will occur or where it will occur. And then finally, when talking about who owns something or what something is made out of. You don't need to write those down. We're going to go into depth with each one. First, when we're talking about the characteristics of something, here are some of the adjectives that you might see. And these, if you think about them, they're pretty permanent. They're pretty everyday about the thing you're describing. The tree is green. The dog is affectionate. Spanish class is popular. So now let's go into detail. Juan es de España. El libro es de Guatemala. Mis primos son argentinos. These are examples of the origin of a person or a thing. So write down that origin is one of the uses of ser. Next. Tú eres la hermana de Pedro. I'm identifying you. You're not John's cousin. You're Pedro's sister. Nosotros somos buenos alumnos. This identifies us from compared to the bad students. El señor Ayala es profesor de español. He's not a history teacher. He's a Spanish teacher. It identifies him. So the second use of the verb ser would be identificación. Please write that down in your notes. Notice these characteristics are pretty permanent. It's hard to change yourself from being someone's sister. Now, those adjectives that describe how you are most of the time. Yo soy muy alto y delgado. Carmen y Pablo son jóvenes. In this sentence, Carmen and Pablo are teenagers. That's a pretty long-term description. It takes years to stop being a teenager. Esta clase es aburrida. So, these are the characteristics of a person or a thing. Now, one of those special uses, time and date. You've known this since we first started learning about how to tell the time. ¿Qué hora es? Son las tres. Don't those two verb forms come from the verb ser? Well, now you know why. ¿Y la fecha hoy? Hoy es el 17 de febrero. Now I'd like to address for you the idea of something being permanent versus something being temporary, because a lot of times that was the difference we talked about between these two verbs. So if time is changing all the time, and if the days are changing all the time, how come we don't use estar? And here I'll try to explain. Can you really change the fact that it's 3 o'clock when it's 3 o'clock? Can you change the fact that today is September 11 or February 17 while it's happening? No. For that particular period of time, that's permanent. And as soon as it changes, then it's still permanent that it has changed to the next day. You cannot change the fact of time or date. So they're permanent. La clase es a las 8. La fiesta es en mi clase. Los conciertos son en el parque. This time, we're talking about when an event is going to take place, or where it's going to take place. Please add the definition, taking place. And then finally, the preposition of. El libro es de María. It is Maria's book. Or material. El pupitre es de metal y plástico. The desk is made of metal and plastic. Okay, let's switch to estar. Again, I'll give you the overview and then we'll go into detail. Estar is used to talk about things that are a little more changeable. First, where something is located right now. Second, what condition is it in right now? And then any opinions or impressions that you have about the person or the thing, you would probably use estar. Here are some of the adjectives of condition that you might see. Tired, open, closed, nervous, ill, free, happy, clean, busy, dirty. Notice that these are things that change rather frequently on a daily basis, an hourly basis, minute to minute sometimes. So let's go into detail. The first use of estar. Madrid está en España. That's where you will find Madrid. It's located in Spain. Mis libros están en mi casa. ¿Dónde están ustedes? And this is called la localización. Next, el teléfono está libre ahora. The phone's free now. You can use it. Marcos y Elena están nerviosos because they're about ready to take a big test. Mateo siempre está contento. That's what condition he's always. The next use is las opiniones. This one's fun. Tu hermana está bonita hoy. Well, apparently this opinion states that your sister is extra pretty today. She might be normally pretty, but boy, today she's really pretty. El pescado está muy bueno. We're talking about the fish that's on our plate just brought to us. It's very tasty today. El señor Sánchez está joven cuando juega al fútbol. Normally, this is an old guy, but boy, as soon as he starts playing soccer, he turns into a teenager again. So now we will review, see if you've got them all written down. Los usos del verbo ser son el origen, la identificación, las características, la hora, un evento, posesión o material. And los usos del verbo estar, la localización, las condiciones, y las opiniones. There is an addition. There are some sentences. Please, with your partner, discuss which ones should we use, the ser version or the estar. I'll give you a minute and then I'll show you the answers. You don't need to write these down. Just talk them through. Okay, please let me have your attention. We're ready to give you the answers for these. Mi amigo es. That's origin. Son las 10. That's telling time. Son de la profesora, because this is showing that the books belong to the new teacher. Did you guess that partido de baseball means baseball game? That's an event. Es a las 4. Any events, use ser. Nervioso is your key for the next one. Estoy. Okay. This time I want you to practice by yourself. Bisabuelo is great-grandpa. Great-grandmother, I'm sorry. Before I show you these answers, let me point out the keys. The key to the first sentence is ra concert. For number 2, cansados, tired. The third one is interesante, interesting. Contenta, happy. And ocupada, busy. Think you got it? All right, one final reminder. How you feel and where you're located will always take the verb estar. At this point, take a look at the page number in the call-out picture and turn to your book and complete the activities that I've assigned. Good luck.